Greetings, everyone. GleeCon is here again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. On the last episode, we did a kind of in-game lore where we talked about the War of the Shifting Sands, the events that led up to the sealing of the city gates of Ahn'Qiraj. We're going to hopefully finish off the Felwood zone today. It's pretty much going to be grinding furbolgs. That's all we have left to turn in a couple of the ritual totems to stay a while and listen. Finishing it up on our Alliance account, not Horde. We will be starting it with Horde in a few days. We are tucked off to the side here. I'm around a little pack of furbolg that I like to fight. We have to hope that they are not being camped by others. It does seem that they're all dead. So if we get ourselves in a situation where we need to move camp spots, we will. Oh, there's one right there. If we... Okay. There... Never mind. He got pulled. And there are a couple people farming this area. We're also wielding a new hammer. We're not quite at 100% with that yet. That slowed us down a little bit. We have 814 reps so far. We also have 23 beads, which is 4 turn-ins, so that's 200 rep. So we're basically a third of the way. And it does look as though we have a couple Horde already here camping this little spot. I guess we'll go until we at least get a couple more beads. And then if it's really too bad, we're gonna move back over to the Felwood side where you typically have enough to not have to worry about dividing with people. Just rode right between us now. That seems a little unnecessary. Yeah, I'm really not doing well with the hammer yet. There we go. So we're at 261. That's like level 53. So, or 52 as a human. Throw a heal on here. I don't even know what I'm doing. That person is just watching me. This Loot the Dog guild is very, very frequently camping this area. I don't know if they're just watching what I'm doing. I mean, I'm just raising my skills. So. There we go, got a couple points there. Boom, boom. Okay, we got a Morning Glory due out of that. That'll help us. And that is what you're going to be seeing. I will be slowly grinding while I also keep track of the little minutia that gets dropped. A little congested today. I decided to hop on and do a record. It was the scheduled record I had for today. So that part is not noteworthy, but sometimes in my life, you know, as with everyone's life, there are highs and lows, and sometimes you hit a low, and I have found in my experience that making this show can almost be like a warm blanket for me. It can help me get past you know, just be something to take my mind off of, or just soothe me in times of negativity or distress. I had a was at my daughter's birthday party yesterday, and it was a situation where many people were, including myself, maybe partaking a little bit too heavily, and a lot of people, including myself, ended up, as happens with family, saying some things and doing things that can't be undone, bells that can't be unrung. So, things that it's never a good feeling when you know that both your opinion and behavior and attitude towards others is going to change, and the same will come. The same will come back to you, especially when it's people that you care about. In the words of the late and great Kurt Vonnegut, today is one of those days where my soul feels like burnt cat fur. So, it's just one of those times where I absolutely could have, should have done things and said things differently, and but I'm also extremely hurt and mad and upset about things that were perpetrated on myself. So, and that is life. So I decided that I was on the fence about taking the day off from the show, and instead I decided I would come make a super emo. But we've got some grinding to do today, and that is what we'll put our head on. So no more of that. More of that. I won't navel gaze that much about it. When the point is that I am happy to be here and love making this show with for you guys. I mean, I think those moonflare totems do kind of hit hard. At least they only pulse once. It looks like we are. Whoa. And I'm glad he aggroed that quickly before I fought that guy, because I do have a little bit of a hard time fighting them both at the same time, and we are still not really at a great spot with our two-handed macing skill yet. I just feel like we're at least hitting for decent numbers now. I don't know, I don't know if my hammer wears off that fast, if my hit is that low, or I'm just forgetting to do my rotation. I don't know. My brain's be not working. There's a guy that, years ago when I was in college, I used to do, one of the ways I paid the bills was, I did, I think my job title was, math specialist. Basically, I worked in the college library, and, I would do it after class or whatever. And I would mostly help with math. I think I got hit by that. I didn't even see him drop that other totem. Oh, a mithril lockbox. That's cool. So yeah, basically, but a lot of people that were coming in for that it was mostly freshman level math classes or remedial math classes that you need to qualify to even get into college because they didn't do good on their college entrance exams. So middle school level math and or whatever, or like this college algebra, college statistics, like 101 or whatever. So I went through those courses so many times, just helping people from start to finish. There was a dude that I didn't always just do. There we have 25 beads. Maybe we should go to another farm spot. We're gonna turn in our beads right now and then move back to the other side. It's a little contested over here. And it's like there's never a shortage of herbals on the other side. We'll do beads for self, I think on the sheet I already marked it. Anyhow, there's a guy that I helped with a couple classes. He was an older. A lot of the people that would come through there, I'd say like at least half of them were like people that were way above the normal college age, and they were like having a second start on life. And I guess that was just the more kind of person that would want to go get like an actual person helping them out, helping tutor them, helping them get through their courses. I met a lot of interesting people back then when I was a young lad. And I do not remember this guy's name, but I helped him through a couple of those really low, like he completely bombed the math portion of the college entrance exam, so they started him at the lowest level track. There were like some courses that you had to take that they were mandatory courses if you scored so low, but they didn't count for any credits, and they like it's you know, sort of kind of a racket. So this guy was in those, and he really was. I just remember he struggled really hard. Like he had a hard time getting through even the most basic math concepts. We're gonna give him the beads for Salfa.
You've certainly earned my trust, Glee Contessa, but you may need to continue to earn the trust of my untrusting tribe. There is something that you can do to earn that trust. The Winterfell are known to carry spirit beads to ward against foul spirits. These beads have clearly failed in their purpose, as the Winterfell themselves are the agents of corruption. Bring to me these spirit beads from fallen Winterfell firbolgs. For every set of 5 you bring me, you will earn recognition amongst the Timberlaw. Once again, you prove your honor to us. I will make sure that your deeds are known amongst my kind. Remember to bring any of the Winterfell's beads you find to me. Each set you continue to bring to me, I will speak on your behalf to the tribe. Alright, so she's going to be doing, or he, I guess it could be either. I don't know why I always think of this one as a girl. Itself, it just seems like a girlish name. Alright, so we are now at 1,122. We are getting there. And since we're human, we get 55 rep every time. Well, I walked right over top of that guy, but he didn't attack. So that's good. But one of the things that really stuck with me about this dude, and like forever to this day, is he was kind of like a older dude. He was bald, and I would teach him some of this stuff, and he was just like, he would have like this childlike amazement and wonder at like math problems being done. Like he couldn't believe that they could be solved. Like it was almost like magic to him. And I just remember one day doing a couple real basic problems with him, and having him work through them. And he had this kind of high-pitched Louisiana accent. He was like, ooh, ooh. Kind of like the water boy. Like he had this kind of water boy thing going on. And I remember one time we did a couple, he's like, oh my brains be working. My brains be on fire. And I'll never forget that. That was a good one. And so sometimes it comes back to me, and I think about how my brains be working. I don't know if it will be worth the squeeze here if we hop down. There's a thorium vein down there. I like that. We get that thorium, baby. I'm farming something in Orgoro right now with my characters because there's an element when we first kick off Goro. A large oak. Well, these dudes do in fact look camped. They are, but I was gonna say there's so many spots. That's one of the biggest differences. Now we just have to be careful that we're at 298 mining. That's good. We have to be careful. That's the difference about fighting the deadwood ones. Guy has a scythe. We have to be careful that we don't, you know, we pay attention to the whole rock, paper, scissors chain of things. So, if we kill an Avenger, that's fine. We typically want to kill Avengers. We want to start with them. I'm not sure if we're gonna pull it off today. There's a couple that just simultaneously spawn. Don't love that. Den Watchers, we have to pull their little G-string butts away from everybody else. These guys, we just don't want people to die around them. Okay. Okay. Alright, my two-handed maces is a full 53 now. And yeah, we were at 290 with our swords, so we're at 266 now. We're getting there. So now it's though we're working as though we were 54 or 53 as a human, which is putting us still a level or so behind this guy. Now we're hoping instead of the beads, we're hoping for the feathers to drop. These guys aren't as bad, these... Just gotta be careful. Yeah, they do have that lightning. That does... Forgot I should be doing this. Alright, I could go on a 2-for-1 deal right there, but... I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. And we have old Mudstain there running around also. We need 83,000 for a level up. Now let's see if we are getting about, it's average around 550. 550 XP per, and we need, let's say, 83,000. Do a little calculation. So that would need about 151 kills. Oh yeah, these guys have that curse, so that's the one thing we have to be ready at all times to deal with. Let's go ahead and eat one of our foods. We're doing these spotted sun scale salmon. I could drink some of my... Oh, there we go. Drink my last moonberry juice, too. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll do... actually, we're going to do a small wild encyclopedia entry on Valstan Staghelm. So that'll be cool. He's part of the War of the Shifting Sands, which is where we are, kind of lore-wise, what we're talking about, which is about 1,000 years before the Dark Portal. And then I will also, the next day, do my Patreon episode for the next part of Assassin's Creed 2. Which should be pretty cool. not getting a lot of... We're not getting feather drops. We have one. So, I don't know. This is what I was talking about the RNG, like... Feels like it's maybe around 1 in 3, and sometimes you'll get some stretches where you really are getting a lot of them, and sometimes it's like this, where you're like, do I even get feathers from these guys? Is that a thing? There's something kind of ominous about the way that the sound effect that goes with chain lightning when the mobs cast it at you. You see that crackle of thunder in the air? That was the second. Okay, I still have no feather in sight. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I let the curse get me. I was reading over here. It said someone is hosting an Encourage AQ40, 40-man Encourage, on Thursdays. We finally got a feather. We also just got this Nature Resistance ring. That's kind of cool. I do not like the fact that I'm sitting on this curse now. Guess I'll eat these plantains. Oh, I have a stack of them. Just because I'm pretty sure we tested this last time, that it seems as though the eating isn't affected by this curse. So, oh well. Shouldn't have read chat. What they were just saying, they were doing that Encourage 40, and they said doing Visk. I'm guessing that's a boss. To bring frost weapons, oils, and EPRs. Need heal. I don't know what an EPR is. Here's Chieftain Bloodmaw. I don't know if it's going to be worth it trying to get his little squad up. Pull this guy some. So. EPRs. I'm sure that's some kind of consumable. Oh, I forgot. Still have the curse. Okie dokie. So, yeah, just living in that headspace. The grind for the rep really is slow. It's those beads. Okay, another beads and feathers. They're what make the grind go. These guys are a little squishier. They're a little softer to kill than what we're experiencing with the Winterfall. So there is that. I guess it's kind of like a trade-off. Do we want a slightly easier grind? Slightly quicker kill count, but maybe the drop rate's lower. I'm not 100%. I don't know what that flower is doing over there. I think that's just part of the scene. It always gets me. I think it's one of our corrupt ones. It'd be cool if I could find a songflower. I just don't think it's spawn over here. I've camped this out, farmed it out, whatever, a lot, and I've never found one. But, you know, I don't usually go to the other side, so there we go, thank goodness. Alright, so we're almost up to 70, which is 4, so 54. Avengers are... These are the ones that rage out. They're kind of like the melee class. No. Yeah, my aura's on. Oh, don't do it. See, that's lame, though, that I got 2 in a row. Okay, but I had to use them both because better than getting that dumb curse. I don't know if there's anything that appears back behind here. We'll explore. We will get some stacks of moonberry as we go too. I mean rune cloth, not moonberry. Oh, that was a crit. Okay, I guess I'll eat one of those plantains again. Life is hitting me. I'm not. That's not a large opal I got. I mean, I could consume these little demonic runes, but they might be nice for when I'm healing. Okay. Alright, what's behind this tree? Nothing. Cool. Make sure when we pop out that we're not going to be... Oh, there's that guy. I'm going to say aggroing too many, but one shot by itself is fine. Yeah, we're at 69. We'll have to go and repair as needed. A little easier for Alliance. When you're Horde, it's kind of annoying to... he got me with it. Son of a biscuit. I think if just one get on you, like it's survivable. There's the Winterfall runner that just chills over there. There's that person, Mudstain, that's doing that cave. Doing the Jadenar that we did a couple episodes ago. Mudstain that was walking around here killing some furbolgs. Okay, that's 5. We can add 55 more, so we're at 1265 really. So slowly but surely getting there. I truly don't know how good this is going to be. Oops. That's good. Oh, nice. 2 crits in a row. That's good. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I'll take it. I'm gonna eat one more time. Since I've got that dumb curse on me still. There really needs to be... and I think there is now. Different ways for classes to cleanse themselves of curses, because I get it in the old, in this version of the game, in classic vanilla, you're trying to promote that cooperative play, and other than people that had come from like RuneScape and EverQuest, there you had a lot of people that were coming into this game that were... Dang it! And I pulled that whole freaking camp. Gotta run. I didn't realize that that Den Watcher, he called for help and he got it. And I have a curse on me right now. This guy's also enraged because I killed their friend. That would be the example of a worst way to handle the situation. Also, my Righteous Fury or whatever wore off. Now I will eat another Sunscale salmon so that I can get the well-fed buff. And we'll go loot that one guy. I believe I did get 1 kill off, yeah. And now they're just sitting there enraged. I think it'll wear off after a little bit. I'm not going to fight this pack. I'll try to peel off that Avenger. Actually, we would have been fine. I just, from right here, that Den Watcher, actually maybe it was like a pinch closer. He pulled that whole camp. So, that's what they do. It's hard to tell which ones are the most annoying. The Den Watchers, that cry for help mechanic, pretty rough. I mean, he even got now. Our hammer swinging is getting better, so that's pretty nice. Nice to be back. And while the DPS is, I think, a little lower than the stone with the Stone Slayer, or what was it? Yeah, Stone Slayer. Oh man, I was gonna judgment, and then I was like, oh no, I don't have judgment, and then I couldn't make a decision fast enough, so I got hit with the stupid curse again. Hate this curse. So that's a big determinant on whether or not you want to fight on this side if you feel like dealing with this curse all the time. By the way, we just hit 271 on the maces, so it's basically as though we were acting like level 55, working our way through level 55 now. Got some more plantains, good, because we're going to have to eat them here in a second. I'm trying to see how they're going to split this. Yeah, I was gonna say, he's going to be the easiest to pull. Oh, that guy just spawned right behind me. 1232 with only... and our drop rate on the feathers is really bad today on this episode. It's not always this bad. It's just... Okay. Go for one more. Oh, he resisted my stun. I don't even know why I was going to stun him just to interrupt his lightning bolt anyway. I guess I was a little worried about my life. Yikes. Ooh, we got a feather at least. Cutting it close there, Gleekon. We'll eat another plantain. Oh, that curse wore off anyway, so that's good. So, I left my yesterday's coffee cup on the desk here, and I keep having this fear in my mind that I'm going to reach over and drink old yesterday's coffee. Sick. I've been known to do that in the past too, at work. Like, if I happen to forget my coffee mug at work, I have accidentally, on multiple occasions, just sat down at my desk and picked up yesterday's coffee mug and started drinking some old, cold coffee. I guess the only thing that, the bright side of that is, that I drink my coffee black, so it's not like I'm drinking old regular or anything. Sick. There we go, we got a couple feathers pretty much in a row. Jeez. Alright, let's keep making our way around this little lake here. Anything special with it? There is a horde killing some dudes, but as I said, there is normally more than enough to go around. Honestly, you could just kind of kill in this small area right here, and it would, the fish would restock by the time you were ready. made it down to one end. It's a frequent. That's where I did a lot of the farming in a previous life. Okie dokie. That was painless. This is a shaman. Nice, that's a good crit. The crits are not as good as they were. I think we were getting... I don't know if I've crit... I don't know what our highest crit is on this character. I know I've broken around 1600 on my feral. That one, I did pretty good damage on that character. More plantains, more feathers. And when I'm healing like that, that talent tree buff that I picked up over here that increased the skill of that works pretty well. Next 2 levels, we're going to take Improved Blessing of Wisdom. And then for my final level, we'll just max out that little piece. Just to help with healing, I guess. I wonder if it makes that sound when it crits or something. I don't know. Another feather. Another feather in our cap. Looking for +4 stats to chest, I guess? I don't know. I see people wanting that one a lot. +4 doesn't seem that much, but I guess if you're like really, if that's the best there is. This is a Night Enchanter. I do not believe I have that recipe. A Smashing Star of the Bear. It is a one-handed mace. Not interested. We're at 272. So since we were on the other side of the river, we've gone up 1 point. Alright, so I had originally talked about wanting to have something planned. That is one thing that fell by the wayside as today unrolled the way that it did. Where I did not set up... I really love the idea of kicking around and doing an episode where we really focus on ranking the different zones in the game. I think I could do a really... There are, if you Google it, like, Warcraft zones ranked. There's a couple, 2 or 3 decent articles, but even though, and they differ... there's some differences of opinion on them. They certainly, my opinion definitely differs, but I think going through here and playing them like this really helps out. Like, it really being like doing a completionist playthrough. So that would be where my my take on it would be. It'd be my take on each zone, with ultimately always going back and referencing how does it feel to actually 100% do all of the content in that particular zone. So, which I think is probably a useful little area, like a useful way of looking at it that a lot of people would be interested in. It feels also like the kind of video that gets a lot of traction. Like, it's very pop. I mean, I like reading them. So there's also that. You've got... fight this dude with my very limited... Alright, if I do 136, that's 209.
362. So if I get up to 362 mana, I can... There we go. I can pull off my only rotation that I have as a rat belly. Where are we at with feathers? And, oh, dang it. Every time I go to multitask, and look, we're at 11. So 10 feathers. You're also out. I'm going to drink out of moonberry juice. I wish they would drop some more stuff like that. We will eat another sunfish. I don't know. We have gotten a couple of these better. I mean, I'm we have morning glory dew, but I don't really want to consume it right now. You little so-and-so. Yeah, so we have 110 more rep. So we're basically at 1400 right now. We are almost halfway done. And that is life. So yeah, this grind, it might take us 2 episodes. We were at almost about 1,000 when we started today. So if I could get us even close to 2,000, cool. Where are we at when it comes to time? We're only about halfway done. We started a little slow. We got another feather. Find someone easy to kill since I still have my curse on. And we've already gained another like 10 grand of XP since I did my last XP check. That means we've killed somewhere around 20-ish dudes. Sometimes I just get sucked in and distracted when I start looking at the comments. I just can't help myself, guys. I start looking at the things to decide. Also, you know, I'm not my best broadcasting self today. So part of it's that I either am getting distracted by the stupid bickering that goes on in the chat, or I get distracted by the static in my own brain. I haven't tried doing a lot of fishing. I haven't tried doing any fishing in this little Felwood lake. I wonder, can you catch? I'm sure you can catch like gross things, sickly fish and stuff like that. But I wonder if there's anything interesting to catch. I wonder. And the exciting thing is we get to do this rep grind another time too. We get to do this on Horde. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it would be really cool. I just don't want to do the list of I don't want to describe. I don't want to do my little list until I finish all the zones on this channel, because I'd really like to talk about the ones like, oh, he called for help. Like I could kind of do Ungoro Crater right now, but I haven't finished it, so there's just elements of, come on. There's just, I feel like it would be better if we could talk about it in entirety. Same thing with Blasted Lands, so we'd be missing real... Blasted Lands I don't feel qualified. Like Ungoro Crater, okay, I could take a shot in the dark, I've done enough there. Mixed with what I know from the past. But yeah, Blasted Lands, Western Plague Lands, Eastern Plague Lands.
Silithus, and Winter Spring. I feel like same thing. We in this zone you end up questing. Dang it! I don't even think that mattered. Like, I think I did not need to use both stuns because I think I didn't get it off in time, and I just luckily resisted the curse. Well, we just got to 275, so we've racked out the 55th level of maces. So we have 3 more potential levels because we're human. 2 levels below where we're at. 1 more action for our human specialization.
I can't cast that yet.
Alright, no Den Watcher. Busting me upside the head with a mace. Alright, we are at 1331 rep. Almost have 3 turn-ins. So what I like to do is, or this is the way that I mentally broke it down when I played on my own, is anytime I would get a 5 set, I'd recalculate the how much remaining rep I had. So we'll do that as well to help break up the monotony. Bang bang. This is an Avenger, at least he's not gonna grab allies like those ding dong den watchers. Yeah, it's a little later in my day 2. That lowers the energy level for me because a lot of the times I will do this show and then have lunch after. But today I have already done some of that having lunch. Alright, so with the 15 feathers, that's going to be 165 extra. So that is 1507. So we're just past halfway. So that's good. And we're getting close to just about matching whatever we would have had when we started. But I'd like to get us at least close to the 2000 mark so that I feel as though we only have 1 more grinding session in us. And who knows, maybe when we do this on the Shaman, things might go quicker. There are more quests to do as a Shaman though, so I think even if it does go quicker, we're going to wind up having, even if I shaved an episode, jeez, he's really walloping me, and I have to know. Myself a couple seconds. Oh no, and now I couldn't do anything about it. He just wanted to spam cast that. Bummer. Alright, we'll eat a plantain. Trying to conserve my moonberry juices. Even though it's making everything go. I mean, I guess I don't know why I conserve those things so much when you can just buy a drink wherever you want. Any kind of little inn area. Sometimes it's like they pop from the side and then they give you that date. Don's Kjord is a 60 paladin that will do any roll. For Strat Live. Like, he called Oh, he did. See, from here he aggroed that thing. We're also getting, really get you with that. Come on. Well, that one missed. I had to go. Eat more plantains. Just imagine eating this many plantains, fried plantains in one sitting, in one like hour-long period. I've eaten tons, and it looks like a whole bunch of bananas, which makes me remember one of the earlier playthroughs that we ever did before we switched over to this format, when I was trying to do with all the characters and I had my different we had the rogue that we had, Talanji, the troll rogue. That was cool because I mean, I had a hard time with that class, but but I remember one time I can't remember if it was on camera or not, actually, now that I think about it, because I would have to do a lot of those episodes off camera to get them all like parallel with each other so we could keep jumping around from character to character. But I do remember this one time pickpocketing pirates along the near Ratchet, and just as I went about my business, and I remember pickpocketing a pirate and getting a telebeam banana, and then in the chat I was like, oh, I just pickpocketed a pirate and I got a banana. And I will never forget, somebody in chat goes, went looking for a banana, found a banana. And I don't know why that just struck me as so funny. I just loved it. Looking for a banana, found a banana. Alright. 17. Okay. Try to pull this one significantly further away. I do not want to fight two when I'm low. I will eat another sunfish after this. 78 on the maces. Okay, we will see now. I was going to say, are they going to spam it? Yes, they will. Jerks. And I didn't even have the mana to cast Repent. I didn't even have the 60 mana. C'est la vie. Sitting here at 17 feathers. Yeah, I feel like the drop rate's not great right now on the feathers. We were having a better drop rate with those beads, but and the fact that you only get 5 or 5.5 rep per kill. Oh, that's rough. But it's similar. If I think we're gonna eventually have to do a rep grind like this closer to end game. Because of the Hydraxian Waterlords, you want to do... I didn't see that dude. I mean, I guess I saw him before. But we are going to try to do the Gates of Encourage quest line. I've never done it before, because I played in retail after I started playing hardcore, like, not hardcore, but after the war effort was already over. Is there... Okay, what are we gonna ditch? I guess we'll ditch this cloak and this belt. And a couple things. Open up the inventory of Pinchy Poo. So it was already gone, and now, you know, these are my first high-level characters on Classic Era. So you have to be level 60 to even do it. I am going to go through as many as I can. Hopefully I can get people to help me, but I just think it might be cool. Obviously, we're not going to get the main reward, which is the black mount, that black bug mount. Okay, got another feather. Good. All we do is kill furbolgs. That's our life now. I do feel like when they spawn right there when I'm looking for one, it is like a delivery. Delivery. It's a... I'm trying to make some kind of like Dominoes or DiGiorno's. I feel like one bad hit and I could die. Like that. Right? It's not delivery, it's a furbolg. Yeah. Workshopping it. Alright. Fight continues where we are. So anyway, yeah, I do like the idea of doing that ranking. I think there's... I don't know if I'd want to rank... I wouldn't want to rank, like, classic specs. Because I haven't done them all, and it doesn't... I feel like classic... doesn't really work the same way. Like, pretty much every spec dabbles a little bit in some of the other... Holy cow. I thought that, I had them. Like, if you went, like, for instance, all Retribution. So I have 33 points in Retribution. But let's say you did all 51 points, because I also have, let's see, 15, ultimately up 18. Yeah. So if we did all 51, so if I had 18 more points, that's 5, 8, 10, 12. That's not even, like, there's not even enough. You'd still have 6 points left over if you completely maxed out a skill tree. And what would I get out of it? Well, I'd get some extra parry. Well, that's pretty decent for soloing. I'll take that. You get Vindication, which gives me a chance to reduce the target's strength and agility by 5% for 10 seconds when I hit. Which is okay. Again, that's going to help me with... Really, I think that's designed most for PvP. Got another Morning Glory do. But I think it... Sure, it would increase your survivability a little bit against melee mobs. Then you would get this eye for an eye, where spell crits reflect 15% of the damage back on the caster. But it can't go higher than 50% of my total health, so in our case, it could not go higher than 1,350 damage of a reflection. I don't know where that would fall. I suppose enemy casters occasionally crit with spells on you. Might even be happening to us right now before our very eyes as we fight these guys with their chain lightning. So that would just increase your DPS. But I think the reason why it's frowned upon in the meta builds is Same thing with deflection. Deflection and eye for an eye are frowned upon because as a DPS, you should ideally not be pulling threat. The attack should go onto the tank. Alright, we're at 20 feathers. That is... 4 turn-ins, so that's 220 rep coming from feathers. So we're at 1650 overall rep. Yippee skippy. I'll fight this guy for him. See, that one it sounded like he critted me. No! Good, I resisted. Ow, that was a big one. Ow. That one... Yeah, that's not a crit sound because I just resisted it. There we go. Let's eat another plantain. Started our next feather. Oh, this guy's just bandaging me. Nice. Thanks, dude. Some random dwarf hunter just stopped his runnings to throw a bandage on me. That's true too, though. We could be doing that. We could be making some heavyweight mage with bandages and then using said bandages. And we are developing rune cloth. We need to turn those in for rep. Every 80 we get, we can go knock off 1 set of rune cloth. So after this zone, we could do that. We could go take it to, I guess, Darnassus, since we're over here. So after we finish this, maybe I will remember to go do that, to turn in the rune cloth. Okay, let's pull this. Oh, my. Up to 280 finally. Alright, so the level 56 is... or acting level 56. Which is 55, so we have 10 more points of mace that we can get. Also, it's nice though, because we already were pretty much maxed out on two-handed sword, and now we'll be pretty much maxed out on two-handed maces soon enough. And we're at 23. We've already gained 3 more feathers since my last check. That's good. Kind of have a little bit of some indigestion here with the. Yep, that's where we've got to. We've got to the point of the episode where, as I grind these Furbolg, I'm just like, well, I've got some indigestion. You guys want to talk about that? I was talking with, I was actually having a conversation in guild chat on my horde, on the Momkin character, and the other day, maybe it was yesterday or the day before, but somebody was talking about going in doing the quests in Stonetown Mountains, right here, the Charred Vale, particularly the ones where you have to get the different kinds of harpies. And they were just talking about how they were dying over and over again, and how it was very frustrating for them, and so on and so forth. Which I can see that there's a dense mob concentration in that area. And if you are not over leveled, which we usually are because of the way we play the game, I could see you getting some hot water pretty fast and getting frustrated as they were. But they were like, man, this is the worst quest in the game, and then I was like, oh my dear. This is, yes, those are annoying, but a most annoying quest in the game? Oh no. There's so many. I mean, take what we're doing right now, for instance. To turn in the Deadwood and Winterfall ritual totems, you have to grind for literal hours on these Felwood to get yourself to neutral, which comes, by the way, with no other rewards. We can already move through the tunnel peacefully, and there are none of the shops open at neutral. So it was a race against time there. Race against his casting bar. Oh, I did get hit with it anyway. I lost the race. What the heck? Makes me sad. Alright, we're at 25, so that's 5 sets. So 5 times 55 is 275. Added on to here is basically 750. I mean, 1,750. Okay. Probably my guess is we're gonna need like 3 more sets to turn in. So about 15 more feathers. Oh, we just hit 281 on our. Probably about, yeah, 15-ish more feathers to get me to that 2,000, which is my goal for the day. But I'd like to get there. I think we could probably do it. 3 more sets of feathers, I think we can do it in a reasonable amount of time. Oh, I got that curse. Gotta stop that. Gotta stop spamming heal. Hate curse. Just gotta pull him a little bit. He's the shaman, so he won't do a death shell or any yell. Yikes. Okay. There we go. The curse wore off. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he didn't hit me with that curse. Maybe I already had one, because I do think they can stack. So maybe he was actually trying to stack that curse on me. So I thought that I did beat him. Got him. Oh, goodness. For a second I thought I just dropped Seal of Righteousness. Which is just a worse version of Seal of Command, right? Seal of Command, 70% holy of weapon damage converted. It gives a chance to be holy. And then you blast it for 165 holy. Whereas this does now 70%. 70% of weapon damage this particular instance, that's going to be... Oh. Gotta get a couple heals off while they're stunned. Ow! Come on, bro. This is tough. Oh, what is this? A radiant flamberge of the bear? Oh, what? We're gonna have to check that one out. While we do, let's go ahead and eat a plantain. Okay, so we're at 44.3 DPS, so that is higher DPS than we have right now. 16 stam and 16 strength. So the strength is great, and I would trade the spirit over to stam. I like that, actually. Plus it's 1 point higher. 107 and 162. Oh, just across the board, that one does more. It is a little slower. Still, this is an upgrade. So we have now upgraded our stuff twice. We're also back to swords. But in this grind, we've had a weapon upgrade 2 times. That's crazy. I think it speaks to how far we were behind on our weapons. Also, now we can use sharpening stone again. Oh, yeah. Big ol' sword. I think it's great. Now, our spirit will be down, so our mana rejuvenation will go down. Which is just going to hurt our healing efforts, but we're back to having a big, hefty swing. Come on, bro. Finally got ourselves another feather. But yeah, we're going to trade it by having much more life. Yeah, we were on a little drought of feathers. I was like, oh, we need about 15 more feathers. All feathers disappear. But you see what I meant too before about, like, basically there's never ending for wolves here? That's cool. Come on. Get that last hit in there. She's so bad at hitting that I end up having to stun my way out of that curse. I don't think I've ever used Turn On Dead. Oh my. I had to pop a potion on that one. I was out of mana. Like, it was either pop a potion or pop a lay on hands. I guess I could have popped lay on hands. Jeez, I can't. We really are at a feather drought right now. I mean, whatever it is. We're still gaining the rep. It's just you gain it faster with the feathers. So we're just gonna get to that 2,000 a little slower. Oh, the captain's chest. That's Fenaris, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, is that what they're talking about? Is it? Okay, let's eat another sun scale that we're off. What else can I toss? My inventory's a little full. It's full of neat things. I mean, I could get rid of the solid stones, I guess. Don't really want to. But I do have a lot of stacks of it. Guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. yeah, we have one single Felcloth, but it's so... I think that's certain people like it. We will eventually need these Savage Fronds. Same thing with the Dark Iron. Yeah, maybe at the end of this episode, I'll set us on a flight path to go turn in a clutch of Rune Cloth to Darnassus. Yeah, now we are going to... I gotta get rid of something right now. What can I get rid of? I guess I could get rid of just this mana potion, because we do have the better quality mana potion. Although mana potions are really slow to drop. They're gonna be dropping more Rune Cloth, so I need it. Could drop that Mithril Lockbox. What the heck? Come on. Yeah, I missed so many times in a row that I didn't even... that my Blessing World landed. Come on. Okay, we finally got a second feather. Alright, here we go. That's my Dak Prescott. There's a kid that I know, like he's a teen, and he... He is a New York Giants fan. Dang it, I missed it that time. And this guy's a freaking den. But because he's a Giants fan, he particularly dislikes the Cowboys. He likes to make fun of the Dak Prescott huddle cadence. Where he's like, here we go! So it's like an inside joke. Anytime I see him, he'll throw one of those. Here we go! Pretty cool kid. His name's Cade. I really respect every now and then you meet like people, kids. I will meet them in where, yeah, I'm just a non-creepy guy, just likes to meet kids. But some of them have like a real impressive football knowledge base, and I don't know what it is that like young people that can like have a full adult conversation where they know what the ins and outs and have actual nuanced opinions about the sport, follow the latest news and yada yada yada. And then when I meet kids that get all into it like that, it's kind of impressive. My nephew is really into sports too, but he's a little younger, but I wouldn't put him in the nuanced take category. He knows a lot about his favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's kind of rare though. Where the story lies. He also like he doesn't have like, you know, he can't have critical conversations about the Chiefs. So I mean, I still like to talk about sports. That's, I think, honestly, that might be one of the better parts of the whole being a sports watcher experience, is the camaraderie that you get in having conversations. And most often, it's camaraderie with losing. So it's a rare incident where, you know, there's 32 fan bases out there, and 31 of them lose every year, so you have a 31 out of 32 chance of having a conversation that will ultimately come down to commiseration about your losses. So that's... Ooh, just in the nick of time. Jeez, I don't know why our feather drop rate has dropped. Why our feather drop rate has dropped. Really putting a deep fried plantain into the works here. There we go. Okay, where are we at? That was just our third one since I made my famous last words of we need about 15 more feathers. I think we've gotten 3. It is tempting to want to go back over to the winter-fall side of things. It's just, I think, I don't know. I mean, the rep is, mobs are about the same level. Rep is the same. I guess the only real big difference is, well, first of all, it seemed like we had that we were having a decent drop rate on the beads compared to these feathers. And you have a chance at fire water. And that's a big one, honestly. That's a big and. Fire water, pretty good. It's pretty funny. I drank the fire water and on my Tauren character, and then I had harked back to Orgrimmar. So since I was a Tauren, but with the fire water, you can't enter any doors in Warcraft. You're too big if you're a Tauren that is under the effects of fire water. So that's pretty interesting. I thought it was kind of funny. You so-and-so. Alright. I think I'm gonna finally... I think I'm gonna finally drink one of these juices. Oh, we're getting low on our plantains. Just feels so ephemeral to drink the juice because 2 fights later and you're back in the same starting spot. So. I keep accidentally thinking that I'm doing a Seal of Righteousness. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Alright, so 70% of normal weapon. So I have a chance to proc essentially an extra 80, 90, 100 damage, somewhere around in that ballpark. Because it's dependent on the swing. Anywhere from 84 to a 56. 84 to like 126 extra damage. It's pretty good. Pretty good extra swing. Whereas Righteousness is every single hit is 1967. We're pretty much on the slow side, so it's going to be really close to that max of 67. Let's just say 60. So unleashing it is almost identical. It actually does 1 to 2 more points on a generic unleash using the Righteousness. But it doesn't have that stun effect, so it's worth the trade-off. So really it just depends on how much it procs. So if we look at the damage table here, it looks like we have proc, swing, swing. It's proc, swing, proc. So pretty solid. There's 2 swings without a proc. 3 swings without a proc. Four swings without a proc. So let's say maybe we're gonna average somewhere around 1 out of every 3 swings. Conservative and say that. So then you're really looking at from 40. If we go to the high end of the damage, yeah, it's only about 40 something. So actually, I don't know. Finally got 4th feather, jeez. Yeah, I don't know actually. It's not mathing for me. I guess the big thing would be you're gonna get, it's gonna lead for bigger single like strikes, potentially have more bigger burst damage. But I'm gonna have to look into that. Like, why should I use it instead of Seal of Righteousness? Other than that, the synergy with the stun. Okay, so we are at 30, which is 330 extra rep, which is 1950. 1953 to be exact. So we're gonna get to that 2000 and go turn in. Okay, so we're at 1953 right now. And then I think we'll go to, I'll walk over to a flight path too and put us on a flight path to Darkness.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, I should drop the Star Ruby. That's cool. I'll cut off this little dagger. Yeah, we need some inventory space anyway. So that was a 5, so 1958. I think I'll drop another salmon after this. Okay, so that was 6, so that's now 1964. Oh, I was going to do the salmon. Let's see. Wasted a bunch of mana first. $15.60. A year where I was not alive. That's Thorbane. Thorbane the Dwarf. Okay, 1969. It was the summer of 69. Oh yeah. Okay, 6 more, so we're at 75. So we're gonna either get this the slow way with 4 or 5 more kills, Well, that's what we're gonna get because we're not gonna get feathers. We haven't even had a single one drop. I don't know why I was like just kind of clutching my pearls with dropping that judgment right there. Like, oh, should I put it on? Should I put Judgment of the Crusader on? I just don't know. Okay, that was 1980. Yeah, because we're at 330. Okay, so 20 more. Wrap. 4 more kills. There's Thorbane, he's back from Thunder and Ice. Don't know exactly. He just wants to watch me tinker around with this guy, I guess. Got the old whirlwind axe. Okay, we got one of those. That's good. Now we are at 1986. Three more kills. Then we will turn in all of our feathers and then come down here to this flight path, and that's where we'll log out. 2 more kills. And then the next episode will kick off with us flying back here. And then resuming our journey. Getting our last 1,000 rep. So, which that'll, you know, we'll get that one episode. 1,000 rep and for an episode is not too terrible. We're on our last kill right now. A Den Watcher. Let's pull him away from his friends. Ottoman Falcon Rest. That's that Rathi Highlands quest. Pretty sure. And it is tough. That's a tough one. I remember that. Come on. Dang it! I clicked off of him by accident. Foolish. Alright. We've hit a milestone for today. 2/3 of the way done with the rep. Let's go turn in our feathers. There are most likely macros for this too, but if you really, really wanted to farm with a ton of feathers and then go do them all at once. I've turned in over, I think over 100 before. 100 would get you 1,000 rep on my horde character. I think I did that. I turned in about 100 all at once. Which makes sense also because you're not getting the rep benefit. So plus 10%. And let's just, oh, we actually got 550 XP for it? Oh, you get 550 every time too. That's good. Cool. I didn't. That's just an added little bonus. I didn't realize that was coming down. An extra 3,000 or so rep. XP, I mean. So we are sitting at needing 30,000 more. About 60 kills. So if you think about 1,000 reputation, let's say if 8.5 holds up, which it was not before, maybe we'll get better RNG. We're gonna need about 117 kills, but 550 It's only about 55. We need about 55 kills to level up. We need about 118, 120 around there kills to be done with the rep grind. Give or take. Alrighty. Thank you everybody for bearing with me today. I know this is the most titillating type of episode where we grind out mobs for hours, and we'll do it again on the next one. This delightful episode is in the pipe 5x5.